Everything that has ever existed, everything you see, touch, or experience, is not what it appears to be. Beneath the surface of solid objects, beyond the illusion of time and space, reality is made up of something far more mysterious, an infinite ocean of energy, shifting and responding to unseen forces. Modern physics has peeled back the veil, revealing that what we once thought was a world of matter is actually a world of fields, vibrating, dynamic, and connected at every level. But the most shocking revelation isn't just that everything is made of energy. It's that your mind is constantly interacting with these fields, influencing the very fabric of reality in ways that defy logic yet remain undeniable. Quantum field theory, the most advanced framework in physics, has exposed an unsettling truth. The universe is not a fixed, objective reality independent of you. Instead, it is a fluid, ever-changing field of potential, shaped by observation, intention, and consciousness itself. What was once dismissed as mysticism, the idea that thought has creative power, is now being whispered in the halls of physics departments across the world. This isn't speculation. The double-slit experiment proved that observation alters reality at the most fundamental level. Physicists like John Wheeler and Eugene Wigner suggested that consciousness is not a passive observer but an active force shaping existence itself. And yet, mainstream science hesitates to embrace the implications, fearing what it would mean if the human mind is truly a co-creator of the universe. The question is no longer if your thoughts influence reality, it's how much. Every moment, you are immersed in a quantum sea of probabilities, with an untapped ability to alter the course of events in ways that defy conventional understanding. This video is not just about theory. It's about exposing the hidden architecture of existence and revealing how you, right now, are shaping the world around you in real time. Through the lens of quantum field theory, we will uncover the invisible forces at play, the undeniable science behind consciousness-driven reality, and the methods to take control of this power consciously. Prepare to witness the mechanics of the universe in a way you've never seen before. A reality where solid objects dissolve into waves of possibility. A truth where your mind is the key to unlocking new dimensions of existence. This is not just knowledge. It is the roadmap to mastering the very essence of creation itself. The question is, are you ready to see reality as it truly is? Everything that exists originates from an invisible source. The screen in front of you, the air you breathe, the body you inhabit. None of it is made of solid matter the way it appears. Instead, all of it emerges from an intricate web of energy fields stretching across the cosmos, vibrating at frequencies beyond the limits of human perception. At the heart of modern physics lies quantum field theory, the most comprehensive framework ever devised to explain the nature of existence. It tells us that the universe is not built from tiny solid particles, but from fluctuating fields of energy, constantly interacting, shifting, and influencing each other. Every atom, every subatomic particle, is nothing more than a localized excitation within these fields, a temporary ripple in an ocean of energy. If reality is structured this way, then the most important question is, what determines how these fields behave? What causes certain energy patterns to emerge while others remain hidden in potential? This is where the mystery begins. The world appears solid only because of the way human perception interprets information. The chair you sit on, the floor beneath your feet, even your own body, everything is composed of atoms, yet those atoms are 99.9999% empty space. If you could strip away the illusion of form and look deep into the core of an atom, you would not find a solid object, but a tiny vibrating point of energy, connected to a vast, unseen field. The matter you perceive is simply energy vibrating at a frequency slow enough for your senses to register as physical form. The only difference between the objects around you and the space between them is the specific frequency at which they resonate. Quantum field theory suggests that the universe is a continuous field of energy, with no absolute boundary between what is something and what is nothing. But if everything is energy, what dictates how this energy takes form? Why does one pattern become an atom, another a star, and another the thoughts moving through your mind. The answer lies in a force more powerful than gravity, more fundamental than electromagnetism, the force of consciousness itself. Quantum physics has revealed the existence of an omnipresent field known as the zero-point field. This is the background energy that permeates all of existence, a vast ocean of limitless potential. Even in the cold vacuum of space, where no particles should exist, fluctuations in this field give rise to temporary bursts of energy. The entire universe is bathed in this invisible force, teeming with possibilities waiting to be actualized. Physicists like Hal Puthoff and John Wheeler have suggested that this field could be the very foundation of reality. Wheeler even proposed that everything we call real emerges from the constant interaction of consciousness with this underlying energy. If this is true, then your mind is not just a product of the universe, it is an active participant in shaping it. Quantum field theory does not only describe how the universe functions, it reveals something even more profound. It suggests that the way reality manifests depends on observation. The famous double-slit experiment proved this beyond any doubt. When particles are not being measured, they exist in a state of pure probability, behaving like waves spread across space. But the moment they are observed, they collapse into a defined state, taking on a fixed position. This raises a staggering question. What determines whether energy remains in an indeterminate wave-like state or takes physical form? The act of observation itself. If this principle holds true at the quantum level, it implies that reality is not pre-existing and fixed but dynamically shaped by the interaction between energy and awareness. The world you see around you is not separate from you. It is being formed through your interaction with the quantum field in every moment. For centuries, mainstream science treated the universe as a machine, an intricate system of gears and levers operating according to rigid laws. But the quantum field is not mechanical. It is fluid, responsive, and deeply interconnected. Even Albert Einstein, who was skeptical of quantum uncertainty, acknowledged the profound mystery at the heart of physics. He once referred to what he called spooky action at a distance, a phenomenon now known as quantum entanglement, where two particles remain instantaneously connected regardless of distance. This suggests that reality is not made up of separate objects but a unified field where everything is entangled beyond time and space. Your mind is not isolated inside your skull. It is an extension of the same quantum field that gives rise to galaxies, stars, and entire worlds. Every thought you think is an electromagnetic pulse, sending ripples through the very fabric of existence. And if thought is a form of energy, then what does that mean for how reality unfolds? The implications are staggering. If the universe is a field of energy responding to observation, then the question becomes, what happens when you direct your focus toward a specific outcome? Physics suggests that unobserved quantum possibilities exist in a superposition, countless potential states, all existing simultaneously. But the moment attention is applied, one of those possibilities is drawn out from the field and made real. Every choice, every perception, every deeply held belief acts as an instruction to the quantum field. When you focus on a particular idea with enough intensity and emotion, the field begins to organize itself around that intention, aligning energy patterns in accordance with the frequencies you generate. This is not speculation. Experiments in quantum mechanics have already shown that even small changes in observation affect the way reality manifests. The question is no longer whether the mind interacts with the field, it is how deeply and to what extent. And this brings us to the most profound realization of all. If your mind has the ability to collapse probability waves, influencing the quantum field in ways science is still struggling to explain, then are you merely a spectator in this universe? Or are you something far more powerful? Now that the foundation has been laid, the next revelation will expose the most shocking implication of quantum physics. Reality is not fixed. It bends, shifts, and transforms in response to observation itself. But what does this mean for your ability to shape existence? The evidence is undeniable, and the conclusion will change everything you thought you knew. For centuries, Reality was assumed to exist independently of human perception. The world was thought to be a collection of physical objects, moving through space and time, obeying fixed laws that had nothing to do with human consciousness. But quantum physics shattered this assumption, revealing a hidden truth that defies logic yet cannot be ignored. The act of observation itself alters the state of reality. This is not philosophy or abstract speculation. The evidence comes directly from the core of quantum mechanics, where reality does not take a definite form until it is measured, until something or someone interacts with it. But what does this actually mean? If observation determines how the universe behaves, then who or what is doing the observing? And if your mind has the ability to shape reality at its most fundamental level, then how much of your experience is truly under your control? The answer is far more profound than most are willing to accept. At the heart of the observer effect lies the most famous and perplexing experiment in the history of science, the double-slit experiment. It began as a simple test to study how light behaves but ended up revealing one of the greatest mysteries of existence. In the experiment, individual particles, such as electrons or photons, are fired at a barrier with two slits. Behind the barrier is a screen that registers where each particle lands. If the particles were purely physical, they should move in a straight line, passing through one slit or the other and forming two distinct clusters on the screen. But that's not what happened. Instead, the particles behaved as waves, creating an interference pattern, meaning that each particle seemed to pass through both slits simultaneously, interfering with itself as though it existed in multiple states at once. Then came the real shock. When scientists placed a measuring device at the slits to observe which path the particle took, everything changed. The interference pattern disappeared. The particles no longer acted as waves. They behaved as though they had chosen one definite path, as if they had always been solid, physical objects. In other words, the very act of observation caused the wave of probabilities to collapse into a single, fixed reality. The implications of this are staggering. Reality does not take a definite form until it is observed. But what does it mean to observe? Is it simply the presence of a machine measuring data? Or does consciousness itself play a role in deciding how reality unfolds? Some of the greatest minds in physics, such as John von Neumann and Eugene Wigner, argued that it is not just measurement, but conscious awareness that causes the quantum wave function to collapse into a single reality. Wigner even suggested that without consciousness, the universe would exist in an undefined state, a sea of potential without form. This idea, known as the consciousness causes collapse interpretation, suggests that the act of focused attention brings reality into existence. When you observe the world, you are not simply witnessing it. You are actively participating in its creation. This leads to an even deeper question. If focused attention collapses possibilities into reality, then does thought itself shape the external world? The answer appears to be yes. Throughout history, numerous experiments have hinted that consciousness plays an even greater role than science is willing to admit. The Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research (PAIR) lab conducted decades of studies on mind-machine interaction, showing that human intention influenced random number generators in statistically significant ways. The Global Consciousness Project detected fluctuations in randomness during major world events, suggesting a collective field of awareness affecting physical systems. Dr. Masaru Emoto's water crystal experiments demonstrated that human thoughts and emotions could alter the molecular structure of water, forming intricate patterns based on the nature of the intention. If even a subtle thought can influence the physical world, what does this mean for the way reality unfolds around you every single day? The observer effect is not confined to laboratory experiments. It is happening all the time, shaping the events of your life in ways you may not even realize. When you focus on a particular outcome, do you strengthen its probability of occurring? When you expect misfortune, does your subconscious align with experiences that confirm your beliefs? When you hold a deep conviction about success or failure, do your surroundings mirror your internal state? Quantum physics suggests that the mind is not separate from reality. It is woven into the very fabric of existence. Your focus acts as a tuning mechanism, selecting from an ocean of potential outcomes and solidifying the one you interact with. This is why belief is so powerful. When you hold a strong expectation, you are effectively collapsing the quantum wave function in alignment with that belief. Whether you are aware of it or not, your consciousness is directing the flow of reality in real time. But what happens when you shift this process from unconscious reaction to deliberate creation? If reality is a fluid field of potential shaped by consciousness, then understanding how to control your focus is the key to transforming your life. 1. Direct attention with precision. Your energy follows your focus. If you scatter your attention across distractions, your influence on reality weakens. When you direct your focus with precision, you strengthen the quantum collapse of desired outcomes. 2. Maintain emotional coherence. The quantum field responds not only to observation but to the frequency of emotions. Feelings of certainty, gratitude, and conviction act as stabilizing forces, reinforcing the reality you wish to experience. 3. Align with the desired frequency. Every state of being, whether success, abundance, or love, carries a unique energetic signature. By embodying the state before it physically manifests, you accelerate its materialization. 4. Release attachment to control. Paradoxically, trying to force an outcome can push it further away. When the wave function collapses, reality reorganizes itself fluidly. Trusting the process allows alignment to occur naturally. You are the observer, the creator, and the field itself. Quantum field theory does not just describe a cold, mechanical universe. It reveals something far more profound, a universe that listens, responds, and molds itself around the awareness interacting with it. If focused consciousness collapses potential into reality, then you are not simply moving through existence. You are shaping it in every moment. The implications are limitless. Every thought, every belief, every deeply held expectation acts as an instruction to the quantum field, guiding energy into form. Your reality is not happening to you, it is being formed through you. And if that is true, then the question is not whether you are shaping reality. The real question is, are you shaping it consciously, or are you allowing it to be shaped for you? Now that the observer effect has been revealed, a deeper truth awaits. What is the force that connects everything? Beyond particles, waves, and fields, a greater intelligence governs the structure of reality itself. The answer lies in the unified field, the hidden blueprint that holds all creation together. And understanding how to align with it is the key to unlocking limitless potential. The truth is about to become even more undeniable. Science has spent centuries dissecting reality, breaking it down into ever smaller components in the search for fundamental truth. Yet, the deeper we go, the more we find that the universe is not built from isolated parts but from an indivisible whole. A vast, interconnected field where everything is linked beyond time and space. This is the unified field, the invisible web that holds existence together. It is not just a theoretical construct. It is the fabric of reality itself, underpinning the seen and unseen worlds alike. Quantum field theory already tells us that every particle is merely an excitation of an underlying field. But what if these individual fields are not separate at all? What if they are different expressions of a single, all-encompassing intelligence? The implications are profound. If all things are connected through the unified field, then separation is an illusion. If separation is an illusion, then your consciousness is not bound by physical limits. And if your consciousness is not bound, then the potential to influence reality extends far beyond what conventional thinking allows. One of the most groundbreaking theories in modern physics is the holographic principle, the idea that the entire universe behaves like a vast, multidimensional projection. Physicists like David Bohm and Leonard Susskind proposed that what we perceive as physical reality is just a lower-dimensional imprint of a deeper, more fundamental order of existence. In this view, every part of the universe contains the whole within it, just as a hologram retains its entire image even when divided. If this is true, then your consciousness is not a separate entity operating within the universe. It is an extension of the unified field itself. And what happens when a conscious mind aligns with this field? Most people experience life through a fragmented state of awareness, conflicting thoughts, scattered emotions, and constant mental noise. This creates interference patterns, distorting the connection between the mind and the unified field. But when coherence is established, when thought, emotion, and energy align in perfect harmony, something extraordinary happens. Experiments in coherent states of consciousness have revealed the following. Increased synchronicity. Events begin aligning in ways that defy logic, as if reality itself is responding directly to thought. Enhanced intuitive ability. A deeper knowing emerges, beyond logical reasoning, providing instant clarity on situations. A heightened manifestation speed. Outcomes materialize with far greater efficiency when intention is focused from a state of coherence. Immeasurable energy fields. Studies on heart-brain coherence show that when a person enters a deeply aligned state, their electromagnetic field expands, influencing those around them and even affecting biological systems at a distance. When your mind enters a coherent state, it no longer operates as a separate entity. It becomes a resonant force within the unified field. And when this happens, reality itself begins to shift. Mainstream science has long believed that consciousness resides solely in the brain. But research from institutions like the HeartMath Institute has shown that the heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the human body, far more powerful than the brain's. This field is not static. It fluctuates based on emotional and mental states. When a person experiences stress, frustration, or fear, the heart's rhythm becomes erratic and disorganized. But when one enters a state of gratitude, love, or certainty, the heart's rhythm shifts into a highly ordered, coherent state. Why is this important? Because the heart's electromagnetic field extends beyond the body, interacting with the external world in ways that are still not fully understood. When heart and mind become synchronized, the body acts as a tuning fork, resonating with the unified field at a higher level of influence. This is why those who achieve deep inner alignment seem to radiate a presence that affects others effortlessly. It is not charisma, it is a state of being that literally alters the energetic environment. And this is where the real secret of reality creation is revealed. For years, popular ideas around manifestation have focused on the power of thought. But thought alone is not enough. The quantum field does not respond to scattered mental activity. It responds to coherent vibrational signals. This is why two people can think about the same goal, yet only one sees it manifest. The difference lies in their energetic alignment. If someone holds a desire in their mind but carries subconscious doubt, their signal is incoherent. The field picks up on the contradiction, preventing manifestation. But when thought, emotion, and frequency align into a singular, unwavering intention, the field responds immediately. This principle can be broken down into three key aspects. 1. Clarity of intention. The field needs a precise instruction. Vague desires create vague results. 2. Emotional resonance. The body must feel the reality of the intention before it manifests. 3. Unwavering certainty. The absence of doubt collapses the wave function into a stable outcome. This is why great visionaries, mystics, and individuals who have seemingly bent reality to their will all exhibit unshakable certainty. They are not simply hoping or wishing, they are knowing. When a person embodies coherence, the field mirrors that state back in physical reality. It arranges circumstances, synchronizes events, and orchestrates outcomes in ways that appear miraculous. But in truth, it is simply responding to the energy signature being broadcasted. This is why monks, shamans, and advanced meditators have demonstrated abilities that defy explanation, from influencing physical objects to accelerating healing and even altering biological states. They are not breaking the laws of physics. They are operating within a deeper understanding of them. tuning into the field, how to access higher states of influence. If the unified field is the foundation of reality, and coherence is the key to aligning with it, then the next step is conscious attunement. Here's how. 1. Shift from thought to knowing. Do not just think about what you want, embody the state of already having it. Thought is weak compared to experiential certainty. 2. Breathe into coherence. Controlled breathing practices, such as heart-centered breathing, induce physiological and energetic coherence. 3. Align emotion with intention. Feel the outcome as if it is already real. The field responds to vibration, not intellectual concepts. 4. Release resistance. Any effort rooted in desperation or attachment disrupts coherence. Detachment is the hallmark of mastery. 5. Expand beyond the self. Recognizing your oneness with the unified field dissolves limiting beliefs and enhances influence over reality. The ultimate realization is this: the unified field is not outside of you. It is you. Your body, your thoughts, your awareness. All of it is a localized expression of an infinite intelligence. The moment you shift your identity from a separate individual to an extension of the field itself, the rules of reality change. And when that shift happens, the boundaries of what is possible dissolve. Because at that level of understanding, there is no external world shaping your life. There is only you shaping the field. Now that the truth of the unified field has been revealed, one final piece remains: the realization that will shatter the illusion of separation entirely. Because if the field is shaping reality, and your mind interacts with the field, then the conclusion is undeniable. You are not observing the quantum field. You are the quantum field. And in the next chapter, this final truth will be exposed. You are the quantum field. For centuries, humanity has been searching for its place in the cosmos. Science has examined the vastness of space, the depths of the ocean, and the microscopic intricacies of life. Yet the most profound truth has remained hidden in plain sight. The search for meaning, for answers, for connection, all of it has been leading to one revelation. You are not separate from the quantum field. You are the quantum field, not a passive observer, not a distant participant. You are the very intelligence that gives rise to reality itself. This is not a metaphor. This is not a philosophical abstraction. It is a fundamental truth that redefines everything you believe about existence. The greatest deception in human history is the belief that you are an isolated being, confined to a physical body, subject to external forces beyond your control. This illusion has been reinforced through conditioning, language, and perception. But quantum mechanics tells a different story. At the subatomic level, particles do not exist as separate entities until they are measured. They remain in a state of superposition, a field of infinite possibility. And here's where the illusion begins to unravel. Who is doing the measuring? Who is determining which possibility collapses into physical reality? The answer is you. Your consciousness is not inside your body, it extends beyond it. The moment you direct awareness toward something, you are engaging in the very act that brings it into form. This is why observation changes reality. It is why quantum experiments reveal particles responding to conscious intent. Because the field is not external to you. It is an extension of your awareness. For decades, mainstream science has described the observer effect, the phenomenon where the mere act of observation alters an outcome. But the question that has haunted physicists for years is this: who or what is the observer? Is it the human mind? The brain? A higher consciousness? The answer is even more radical. The observer and the observed are one and the same. The field that is shaping reality is not something you look at. It is looking through your eyes. When you gaze at the world, you are not seeing something separate from yourself. You are witnessing your own consciousness in motion. This is why mystics, sages, and enlightened beings throughout history have spoken of the same realization. There is no external world. There is only consciousness expressing itself through infinite forms. The holographic self. You contain the entire universe. The holographic principle suggests that the entire universe is encoded within each of its parts. If this is true, then every human being is a microcosm of the whole. This means every frequency in the universe exists within you. Every law of physics originates within your own consciousness. Every possibility is already encoded within your awareness, waiting to be expressed. This is why thoughts are not just mental activity, they are interactions with the field. This is why emotions are not just feelings, they are vibrational signatures altering the field. And this is why your state of being determines what you experience in the external world. Because the so-called external world is nothing more than a mirror of the field, and you are that field. If you are the field itself, then reality is not something happening to you, it is something happening through you. This is the key to understanding how manifestation, synchronicity, and quantum shifts occur. Reality does not exist in fixed form. It is fluid, shaped by the dominant frequencies of your consciousness. Here's how it works. 1. The field reflects consciousness. Whatever you hold as true within, the field reflects outwardly. 2. Frequency overrides thought. The universe does not respond to words or wishes. It responds to energetic signatures. 3. Reality is a looping feedback system. Your state of consciousness generates a vibrational output, which then determines the experiences you attract. This is why those who embody certainty, rather than just hoping or wishing, see results. They are not waiting for reality to change. They are aligning their frequency to the outcome, knowing the field must respond accordingly. Most people believe in cause and effect, that actions in the present create outcomes in the future. But quantum mechanics reveals that time is not linear. The past, present, and future all exist simultaneously in the field. This means you are not waiting for your desired reality to arrive. It already exists. You are not bound by past limitations. Your past is being rewritten by your present consciousness. You are not manifesting something distant. You are simply tuning your awareness to an already existing probability. This is why quantum leaps are possible. When you shift your consciousness, you do not slowly move toward a new reality. You instantly step into a parallel timeline where that reality is already true. Transcending the mind, accessing the true self. The greatest barrier to this realization is identification with the thinking mind. The mind perceives reality as separate and fragmented. It seeks control through logic, analysis, and limitation. But the field does not operate on logic. It operates on pure consciousness. This is why breakthroughs occur in moments of silence. Why inspired ideas emerge when the mind is still. Why deep knowing arises when thinking stops. Because in those moments, you are no longer operating from the illusion of the separate self. You are aligning with what you have always been, the infinite intelligence of the field itself. The final step in this realization is to stop identifying as the experiencer and start identifying as the creator. You are not a person trying to shape reality. You are reality. Everything that exists, time, space, energy, matter, is a projection of your own infinite awareness. The limitations you once believed in were never real. The separation you once felt was an illusion. The idea that you were subject to forces beyond your control was a misunderstanding of your own power. Now that illusion is shattered. Because once you know you are the field, you can no longer operate from limitation. Once you know you are the creator, you can no longer act as the observer. You are the source. You are the force behind existence itself. And from this moment forward, reality bends to you. Now that everything has been exposed, the field, consciousness, coherence, reality creation, there is only one final realization left. And it is the most powerful of all. Because if you are the field, then everything you have ever sought, truth, power, knowledge, has never been outside of you. It has always been within. And in the final chapter, this ultimate truth will be revealed. The truth that will rewrite your existence forever. Everything up to this point has led to a single, undeniable truth. A truth so profound that once it is fully understood, it dissolves every illusion, every limitation, every doubt. This is not an idea. This is not a belief. This is the truth that has always been. The moment you grasp it, not intellectually but experientially, reality will never be the same again. Because the secret to shaping the universe in real time, the mystery behind the quantum field, and the key to ultimate power has been hidden in plain sight. And now that final revelation will be unlocked. For your entire life, you have been conditioned to believe in an external reality. A world that exists independently of you. A past that is fixed. A future that unfolds in sequence. A universe made of separate objects, governed by impersonal laws. This illusion is the greatest deception of all. Because the ultimate truth is this: there is no external world. What you call the universe is not something outside of you. It is a reflection of your consciousness. Every person you meet, every event you experience, every so-called objective fact, all of it exists within your own awareness. You are not in the universe. The universe is within you. Why this truth has been hidden? If this truth is so fundamental, why has it been obscured for so long? Because the illusion of separateness is what sustains the old paradigm. If you believe reality is external, you feel powerless. If you believe time is linear, you feel trapped by past and future. If you believe in an objective world, you become enslaved to circumstances. But now that deception is shattered. Because once you know that reality is not happening to you, but through you, everything changes. You are not the observer. You are the source. For centuries, quantum mechanics has hinted at a profound mystery. The observer collapses the wave function. Particles behave differently when measured. Consciousness seems to shape reality. But what is the observer? It is not the brain. It is not the individual self. The observer is the field itself. And if you are the field, then you are not merely collapsing probabilities. You are generating reality itself. You are not watching the universe unfold. You are the force that brings it into existence. The mind functions as a filter. It interprets reality through logic, memory, and conditioning. But the mind is not the source of creation. Reality does not originate in thought. It originates in pure consciousness. This is why those who try to manifest by thinking alone fail. Because creation does not occur in thought. It occurs in the state of being. To shift reality instantly, you must bypass thought and enter direct experience. You must become the vibration of what you seek. This is not a process. It is not a technique. It is a knowing so absolute that it overrides the illusion of limitation. The collapse of duality. There is no you and reality. For as long as you believe in a distinction between yourself and the universe, the illusion persists. But in truth, there is no gap between the observer and the observed. No distance between consciousness and the field. No barrier between self and source. The belief in separation creates the illusion of time. The belief in time creates the illusion of struggle. The belief in struggle creates the illusion of effort. But once separation collapses, reality no longer resists you. It obeys you. Not because you are manipulating it, but because you are it. Once you embody this realization, creation is immediate. Not gradual. Not linear. Instant. Because time itself is a construct of perception. This is the final secret of quantum reality. You do not move toward change. Change moves through you. If you wish to step into a new reality, you do not work toward it. You shift into the version of yourself where that reality is already true. You do not attract abundance. You shift into the version of yourself that is already abundant. You do not heal the body. You shift into the timeline where the body was never sick. You do not seek enlightenment. You dissolve the illusion that you were ever separate from it. Because when the illusion collapses, the new reality already exists, reclaiming the throne of conscious creation. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are the force behind existence itself. The mind may resist this truth. It may grasp for logic, cling to limitation, demand evidence. But the moment you step beyond thought, you will see. You will remember. You will reclaim the throne of your own consciousness. And from that moment forward, nothing will be the same again. This is not a concept to believe. It is an experience to become. Understanding is the first step, but knowing is what changes reality. So now the question is no longer, how does the quantum field work? The only question that remains is, are you ready to step into it? Because the moment you do, reality itself will bow before you.